Who's presenting the lecture. The topic of my lecture is the art of public speaking. And during this course, we have been talking about lots of time that what is the pressure of standing on this stage and what are the repercussions of that, that we have problems. Everyone does have a problem, including myself, everyone does have a problem. And that's what is the topic today. And especially, the topic is very interesting with reference to whatever we are doing so far is planned. So we are given a date of IME or lecturate or everything, and we are given a topic. So that's like the easier part of it. The other part, which is little more difficult, is spontaneous speaking. That you are not given a topic and you are supposed to talk about it, and it is very particular about the jobs we do. For example, all of a sudden, the CEO of our company calls for a meeting, and what we see inside is that there are people who are unknown to us, maybe a foreign delegate sitting with the CEO, and we want to speak, and we are not very well prepared for that. So that is like what the topic is. It is going to be, this is just a quick request to all my friends, this is going to be highly interactive, so I need 100% support of from your end. Whatever I ask something to do with me as a group, I will be highly obliged once you comply with that. The topic, and if you look at the subtopic of that, think fast and talk smart. The biggest problem while we are talking spontaneously is that we are not been able to think smart. And then talking is not a big deal. And especially if you look around, once we are talking about our own area of specialization, we are very good at it because we already know what we have in our minds. So the first of the quick response from your side is, from the friends, please read this sentence in 15 seconds and then we'll talk about it. Read it quickly in your minds. This is a sentence, you need to read it. Right. So time goes off. How many F's were there in this sentence? Okay, now you need to read it again quickly and tell me the number of, don't count, but tell me the number of F's.
3, 2,
5.
3.
So how many of you thought of 3? 3.
2, 3.
And how many of you thought of 4? And 5?
Yes.
And then 6. Great. I always, I do this presentation lots of time. And the first time ever I got exposed to this sentence, I counted 3. And I felt insulted. And that's why I repeat it. No, it's not for insult. This is just a quick recovery. But 6 is the right thing. That's the problem of thinking smart. We have missed, all of us, or many of us have missed the F's of off. So that's why we counted 3. That's how we need to think smartly. Okay, so planned presentations are hard. We all know that. All of us are getting difficulty. I also prepare, make presentation, practice it. And if we have not been able to practice it, we are in difficulty. Even many of my friends know that it's been 20 plus years now, I am into the teaching side as well, but every time I have to prepare myself. But that's planned. What about unplanned? You're walking with your family and someone meets you and you want to introduce someone to another one, so that's a spontaneous speaking. Mind one very important thing, particularly about this topic, is that everyone in the world gets confused, gets anxiety while coming onto the stage. Everyone. 85% of the people. So this is what I was. Spontaneous speaking is even more stressful. What is this? Can we recall? So our teachers in classes used to ask us a spontaneous question. Hey, you tell it. Early age. And what we used to do, chew the pencil. And कभी ना कभी हम में से किसी ने ऐसा यूज जरूर किया होगा. That's about spontaneous pressure. So then planned speaking. This is what I've told. Could be introduction, could be a feedback, CEO asking for a feedback, CEO asking for a meeting, anything like that. And it could be Q&A session. You know, you come in on a planned presentation, so that's all prepared. But then suddenly you face a question which is not prepared. So that's like where we get a little difficulty. So what we are talking about is the anxiety management, ground rules, and the communication spontaneously. 85% of the people struggle while speaking in the public. Rest 15% lie. Rest 15% झूठ बोलते हैं. So it's 100%.
Yes.
Now, I want to share one very interesting thing, and that's reality. I was in California, as I've been sharing with many people. So there was a trainer who actually trains the public representatives. You know, in US, what happens is the president's election, before the president election, the two candidates, like they come in the public and they speak. And all other people have to do the same. So he was a trainer for all those people. Master trainer. Used to charge $10,000 per session from those people. $10,000, believe me. And for controlling his anxiety on the backstage, I worked with him for a couple of months. On the backstage, he used to do the push-ups. 100 push-ups before coming on to the training session. Please try ना कीजिएगा, हम सब नहीं कर सकेंगे 100 push-ups. But yes, anxiety is there. We all understand. So how to control that anxiety? This is a question. What does it feel like when you see a nervous speaker speaking in front of you? In a seminar, in a training session, in your meeting, it could be your subordinate, could be myself. क्या होता है उस वक्त? तुम्हारी क्या फीलिंग होती है? सो रहे होते हैं. We feel bored. In seminars especially, we feel bored. We are like having yawns and all that. The reason is not you. The reason is the speaker himself. If I'm here, and if I'm like, my posture is like this, and I'm walking back, means I am frightened from you people. But डरा हुआ हूँ. So that's my fault. Right? So we need to overcome this kind of an anxiety. What we need to do, that's like I want to share with my friends. What you need to do is, the first thing is you need to accept it that you have the anxiety. Say hello to the anxiety. Before you come into the session, say hello to the anxiety. Yes, I am anxious. So I am feeling nervous. Now what will happen if we do it? If we do it, then we'll stop the anxiety where it is. If you don't accept it, it will keep on increasing by the time progresses. I have seen people before coming into the sessions, they are going to the washrooms, they are like chewing their nails. I'm not talking about my class, I'm talking about very professional speakers. I do conduct a session every Saturday back in Lahore. That's like a volunteer activity. And big names in the industry, they do come. हमने उनकी तरतीब बनाई होती है, speaker 1, 2, 3, 4. If you switch speaker 2 from second place to the first place or the third place, they fight. Because that is the time where they're more anxious, they're having more anxiety and nervousness. And they are the people who charge hundreds of thousands of rupees for speaking. But they feel anxiety. So what we need to do is that we need to then not control. The first of the tip for controlling the anxiety is, whatever you are doing here, don't perform it. Generally what we do is that we have some kind of a paper or whatever and we just perform. We don't speak from the heart. Make it a conversation. Remember the first thing which I did today? Whatever I'm doing today is all because I want to like share this thing with you. The first thing which I did was ask you to read that sentence. So that brought us into the conversation mode. Bring always a conversation mode whenever we are making a presentation. Use a conversational language. We, not what I am delivering is I am delivering. Okay, we are discussing. We are talking about this particular topic. So that will help me or any other one who is standing in here to bring you on board. And then we start owning the topic. Be present oriented. What we do is, for example, including myself, once we come for the IME, what pressure do we have? It is being evaluated. If I am not performing good, I'll get lesser marks. That's all something to happen later on. That's not happening right now.
Yes.
What is happening right now is I am speaking. What we do is we always have a pressure. We always want to do best. Best is yet to come. Best will automatically come if we start doing the things correctly. That's like the most important part. Okay, can you just read it? Jabbar Khan sir was also sharing it. She sells seashells by the seashore. Now these are called tongue twisters. There are, if you go through the net, there are thousands of tongue twisters. To one way of controlling the anxiety and overcoming the present, becoming a present-oriented is usage of these tongue twisters. It could be like an Urdu sentence for that matter. Generally, we used to play the game, I remember, Kacha Papad, Pakka Papad. That's a tongue twister because if you frequently speak it, so you get confused. And this happens with these kind of sentences. There are thousands of sentences. I'm not going to do that activity right now, otherwise it will consume a good amount of time. That is a very good help for any one of us. And another thing, which is like best of the thing, that dua of Rabbi Shrah li. That's the best thing, you know. Anyone who comes in here, if recites loudly or even within heart, it's the best thing. You know, in US, I used to recite that particular dua loudly in front of everyone. That's like the best thing because we all believe that's meant for this purpose. So greet the anxiety, reframe your mind to be present oriented and be in the present moment. Okay, rules. You know what is the first rule? We are the obstacle to ourselves. No one else is an obstacle. हम अपने आप को खुद रोकते हैं. That's like the consciously you want it, but subconsciously you don't want it. It's a pressure. So how to manage it? Get out of your own way. Say, I am going to do the best. I am the best. You know, there's a very wonderful saying, good is an enemy of great. We always say, okay, I'm going to do good. Don't say good. Say, I'm going to do great. And that's where we overcome all these problems. Okay, let's just look, if I have already taken the permission from the chair that we are going to do a couple of activities. This is a small game. This is a room. All of you can keep sitting. Please help me out. We have like table, mic, lots of things in this room, right? So what we need to do is quickly, we need to point out about anything, but say a wrong name, not the right name. For example, I can say, this is hotel, this is multimedia, this is telephone. Can you do it quickly?
This is car.
Yeah.
Whatever. Uncha boliye sir, please.
This is hall.
Sare log.
This is
Okay, quickly. Now, remember, once I said that, आप में से कितने लोगों ने सोचना शुरू कर दिया कि मैं क्या कहूँ? कितने लोगों ने? मैं just asking, maybe one or two. That is not present oriented. This is just a game.
Yes.
Let's enjoy it. अगर आप इस तरह इशारा करके कहें, this is table, so I never know that either you are pointing to the table or you are pointing to the floor. So you never know about it. That's the important part, to be present oriented. And present orientation, okay, and some of us had the patron as well, talking about the things only, talking about one type of things. These things, I'm not going to do this thing because you know, many a times the one way of controlling and remaining in the present oriented is, what I do even, go into the room, before you go into the stage, I think of a difficult number, for example, 17, and start doing the backward counting, right, quickly. So once I do it, I remain present oriented. I'm not thinking. Then my mind comes to the stage where, where I'm in the present, I'm not anywhere else. Speaking is always an opportunity. I'm not going to do this activity, but speaking is an opportunity. It's not a pressure. Speaking could be, for example, you're walking on the road and someone meets you, or you're sitting in a bus and someone is sitting beside you and you talk to him and you find a good opportunity later on. It could be a friendship, it could be a business activity, it could be anything you never know about. 10 hours drive, 2 hours drive, 5 hours drive, so that helps you. So speaking to someone is an opportunity. It could be in the offices, it could be during travel, etc., etc. I'm not going to. Another word is the usage of the words. What we do is while we are speaking, we generally say, but no, and that's about listening. You know, we are talking to someone and say, we interrupt the person and say, no, but, so the person is not ready to listen to you. If I interrupt you and I say, no, whatever you, so that's like a key. I can say, okay, Hatsab, yes, you're right. And what we can do is we can do this, and then you'll be ready to listen to me as well, because you have said whatever you wanted to say, and this is another one. So I'm not talking about the saying, the art of learning to how to say no in the management. That's a different thing. But this is about the speaking part. Listening is like another important part if you want to be good in the public speaking. Starting from the questions. Normally what happens is, that's like another point which I've noted. I'm standing in there, it's my area of specialization. What I do is, मैं सोचना शुरू कर देता हूँ, यार इसको क्या पता है, ये तो मेरा एरिया है, तो ये जो सवाल कर रहा है कुछ भी करता रहे, जवाब मैंने वही देना जो मेरे ज़हन में है. And that makes a very negative impression onto the person who is asking you the question. So you need to slow down and listen it carefully. Listening एक बड़ी अच्छी technique है. I'm not going to use that technique in the class because this is a different class. But seeing a sentence in a smaller pieces is a wonderful way to create a listening technique. And I request all of you friends to pass it on to even to your children. And the way is, and that's the game I play with my children as well. And how do I do it? I'm talking to him. THISWEEKENDWEGOALONG. And that means what? This weekend we will go along. Right? अब इससे क्या बनेगा? Wonderful listening. You can try it out with your children, especially ask your children. That will create such wonderful listening technique into them that they will never miss any sentence whatsoever. That's like this called spell up technique. Listen and then respond. You have to listen, digest, understand, and then respond only. Whenever you come in here, and that's what we have been told by the management here as well, tell a story. Rather than like reading the sentences, etc., tell a story while you are making a speech or making a public speaking appearance. Tell a story to the people. So story, and that's like the importance of the story. If we can recall, that was like a norm in our families, that our grandparents used to tell us the stories, and even today we remember all those stories. Okay. I asked Khizr Sahab to stop me when my time is over. So, reason why stories are important, because the structured information increases processing fluency. You know, the stories we used to read, especially in Urdu, एक दफा का जिक्र है, एक मुल्क का एक बादशाह था, उसके दो. Now this is what a wonderful structure. There was a place, there was a king, and then he had sons, and then the story stops. And we never forget that particular story. People retain information 40% more reliably and accurately if we start with the story. And there are lots of structures in the world, which is problem solution, benefit solution structure, or what, so what, now what. While you are preparing your content, You can ask yourself a question, what needs to be done, the topic. So what is in it, and now what, how to take it further. So that makes it a complete structure of a story, and that is a wonderful way of, and there are hundreds of structures if we go through any communication book, past, present, future, comparison, contrast, and cause, effect, etc., etc. So that's the last thing, if you allow me. ये सबने देखा होगा सर? Slinky.
Yes.
We play. If we ask you that you're sitting, all of you sitting in the groups, one person has this to sell it to the other one. ये बेचना है आपके हाथ में, ये है आपने समझ सबको बेचना है. जरा बेच के दिखाएं. Everyone can do it. Sell this Slinky to Arbab साहब. You have this. You don't have it, but this. उनको पहले एग्री तो करवाएं ना कि बेचना
पहले
है.
दिखाएं.
खरीदना है.
लैंड दे लेके आओ ना दे दिए ले लिया
खूबसूरत चीज है लहरा यार
कि डॉक्टर साहब लेना है?
You have to, like, everyone. I'm asking everyone. I'm requesting everyone.
we have an exercise
Try to sell it to
मेरे बच्चे बड़े हो गए
one is buyer and the other is seller.
तो जी ने ले लिया
And then
लेकिन मेरे
बहुते बड़े ने।
ले लगा कहते
और कितने में बेचा सर?
सर जी को 2-4 रुपए ले लें मैं क्या चलो पुराना है
Great. So Dr. Saab is a wonderful. This is an opportunity to talk to someone else.
Yeah.
Because where you don't have anything, and then you're even then speaking to them. That's all from myself.
good very wonderful
May I now request Abdul Rahman sir, please.